Hi, I'm so excited to share this latest edition of the Potter and Artist magazine with you. This one marks a new direction in the magazine where it's going to be much more concept driven, and as it's coming out on the Summer Solstice on June 21st, I've called it Highfire, and everything in it is related to themes of the sun and heat and light, and lots of tutorials in here, all really slowly explained so that anybody, any level, could try any one of them. So we've got a pastel tutorial on the sun, painting like a sort of 70s retro naive looking sun. Then we've got some art criticism, some art appraisal of artists I've liked that have handled sun imagery in a way that I think is really wonderful. Then we've got a lovely watercolour tutorial on creating these vibrant flamenco dancers, and I give you lovely colour recipes on how to get beautiful shadows without losing the yellow, orange or red of the colour that you're using. Then there's a little piece about using your own sort of authentic choices as an artist to create through your own personal prism. Then we move on to a lovely watercolour tutorial of some riders galloping along in the mist, and how to create that lovely misty watercolour effect with burnout, like the sun behind them burning out the figures, and lovely soft blending away of the architecture. I'll show you how to do that in that tutorial. Then I've got a lovely piece on an artist I discovered when I was in New Mexico, and he handles very sort of strident light from the New Mexican desert in a beautiful way. Then there's a nice project that we've got on for this magazine, and 6 book reviews, slightly unusual book choices that you might not see in mainstream bookstores. Then I sort of look at metallic effects. I'm not a big fan of metallics, but I discuss some metallic paints that I bought and a metallic medium and see how they turned out. Then we're into the Greek islands, and we're going to do a beautiful watercolour tutorial of high noon scene with those wonderful windmills painted in quite simple colours and tones. And I'll show you how to get the cylindrical forms and a lovely high shadow contrast feel there. Then we look at devore, which is the way that velvet is burnt away and the lovely patterns that it leaves behind. And our big project is this poppy pyre, which is going to be focusing on papery textures of those flaming red poppies and how to get the effect of a pyre, sort of that burning look behind the poppies. We'll be using masking fluid to mask them out and slowly build in that deep reddish yellow peachy background, and then the very dark chocolatey undergrowth as a lovely contrast. And that's our finished painting. That will also be a tutorial. That will also be a video on YouTube at some point, and you can contact me about that when you get the magazine. So then we're looking at heat and creating heat in a painting by adding a glaze, like a red glaze or an orange glaze, and you can sort of resurrect a painting that might not be very sort of emotive by adding a mood and glazing over the whole lot. Then I look at literary and musical prompts, books you might have read, plays, poetry, TV, movies. You can illustrate anything that you want. And I focused on some particular books that have focused on the effect of heat in the book or the play. Then we've got some beautiful colour recipes for reds in how to maintain the lovely colour of red while getting shadows on them as well. And we're looking at the sort of core lemon shadows and how we achieve that, because yellow shadows are very difficult to get because yellow is such a delicate colour. But I've got some secret mixes in there for you. And the antique golden key, this is acrylic gouache, and I'm just showing you how simple it is to create just 3 tones, 3 values in order to create the 3D effect of this magical key. And finally we're going to switch down to graphite and just greys in order to paint this sort of very old sun symbol. And it's all about directional shading and using very fine point on your pencil, and then introducing darker tones and then lighter tones to create this very simplified face of the sun in greys. And this magazine is available as a lovely flippable and sniffable, I love the smell of paper, sniffable softcover magazine. It's on sale through Pix and Ink. It's a company down in Surrey that I use, but they ship worldwide. Then you can also get it digitally via my Buy Me a Coffee site, and the links for that will be in the description. But also, if you'd like to just join my quiet circle of readers, it's called the Seasonal Art Sanctuary. There's a link to that in the description as well below. And I send you seasonal emails about what I'm working on for the magazine, sort of studio studies, field notes, and things that I'm collecting for the 4 seasonal issues that I bring out every year. And they always encourage you to sort of look at things that catch your eye, you know, because you're only interested in what you're interested in, and, you know, value that and just go forward with what you would like to express. And so that's what the magazine is about, is putting the paintbrushes and pencils back in your own hands, so that you're not sort of blown about by what seems to be the current popular thing to paint. Even what you're noticing might be very mundane. It doesn't matter, because the minute you start giving it attention and working on it in whatever means or media you have, it then becomes a work of art. It becomes something that's got value to it. So I'm Alison Fennell, the potter and artist, and as I say, if you'd like to join my inner circle of readers, it'd be lovely to have you there. Bye for now.